Okay, I'm back in my Jets gear as my voice cracks. Don't think I've done more than one live video without having a hat on. It's very, very necessary. I almost missed the last drive. Darius Williams on Devonta Adams route technician, that out and up. If you want to trust Darius Williams on that route, very much so, but because he's had an outstanding season. I can't remember whose username this is. I'm barely on this thing. But yeah, Rodgers really neutralizing Jalen Ramsey because he's taken everything is going underneath. Everyone's talking about Devonta Adams versus Jalen Ramsey this week, and the two instances that we saw was a back and forth motion. They call it a banjo motion. Football has the weirdest terms. Don't ask me why. And it's almost like in that Alabama Ohio State championship game where Ramsey has to run through a bunch of his teammates in order to actually defend that route. So Adams just goes right to the flat. It's an easy touchdown. Rodgers had a great play on the 1 yard line as well. They're really just going tempo, and there's a couple of times where they caught the Rams out of position. They spread them out in one particular play, and the linebacker wasn't even in the middle of the field. And as far as the run game goes, Aaron Donald really isn't the same because he got kicked in the ribs last week by Russell Wilson. So he's really almost neutralized at this point. And they're running up the middle, and they're washing down the three technique, and once the three technique is washed down, all three running backs, they're doing running back by committee this week. They're just hitting those cutback lanes as much as possible. And the Rams running games is pretty decent as well. They just haven't had the ball that many times. They had Zadarius Smith got one sack. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Zadarius Smith had one sack, and the Rams had a penalty that killed the drive, and they had to settle for a field goal. But it's the same for the Rams. They're using that jet motion, that outside zone running game. Cam Akers is a great replacement for Todd Gurley. Side note on Todd Gurley, I used to not like him because he really can't make people miss that well, but the guy was great until he got hurt. So the Rams, Cam Akers has really come into his own. It's 19-10 at the half. Jared Goff, I'm looking at the stats right now. He's 9 of 10 for 91 yards. They just need the ball more often, and I don't know if the Rams could really come back from this. Jared Goff looked promising in that first drive. He hit the in-breaking routes, finding the void in the zone, and those were his two passes that were really down the field, but very, very efficient by Jared Goff. Green Bay, great game plan. Aaron Donald does not look good because, he got kicked in the ribs, so there's nothing else to say about that. But love the game plan from Matt LaFleur at the first half. Him and Sean McVay have a history together. They coached in the same team twice with the Washington football team and with the Rams. McVay's obviously still there. So great. I keep saying it again, great game plan because the Los Angeles Rams really have a great secondary. Jalen Ramsey is a mini version of Darryl Revis. I know that's high praise, but he's got great twitch to him. Him and Darius Williams really know how to read routes, and they don't really need Devonta Adams to go one-on-one with him, even though Adams is up for that task. So they're hitting everything underneath. They got some passes in the flats, and Rodgers will take his shots, and they'll go tempo when it's necessary. So we'll see what happens in the second half. I'll be back in whenever this Fox game ends.